Sorry, I'm allergic to my own bull crap. Allergic to my own bull crap. Um, so greetings. In this video, I'm going through the roof of the 2006 Mitsubishi Eclipse. It's covered in a lot of rust. It took a lot of sandpaper. I sanded it down, gave 2 coats of rust neutralizer, let it dry for 24 hours, and 2 coats of primer. Or actually, I did 3 technically. Coats of primer afterwards. Now, this fall, hopefully this fall, I'll be taking it to a professional booth this fall 2024 and professionally painting it in a booth. But until then, I'm just low budget in my backyard until that magical day, getting everything prepped one part at a time. Today, I'm doing the hood, or yesterday actually, and today. All right, so I thought I'd make a quick part 2 video. Part 1, I did the hood. Part 2, I'm doing the roof, getting ready to. Got this all masked off. I was waiting for a video to compile, so I just kind of pre-worked and came out here and did that. The thing that I wanted to draw attention to is, you know, this is full of rust. There's a rubber strip that goes right here to finish this off, but underneath here is a bunch of rust. So I removed the rubber strip, and this reminds me of when I did redid the Corvette seats. The frame, I couldn't get into all the little nooks and crannies, and so I ended up using, which is very dangerous, this angle grinder with the wire brush attachment to get in there. However, I had to put on safety glasses and even a face mask because these little bristles go flying everywhere and they hurt if they hit. So I'm going to take the rust out of there with this. So, all right. All right, so the angle grinder did make pretty quick work of it. So I'm going to take some 80 grit and get down in some of those corners. I'll show you what I mean here. Yeah, so you can see the angle grinder with the wire brush did a phenomenal job. I've just got to do some handwork to get where the wheel, the grinding wheel, or the wire brush couldn't quite reach. So I'm going to get that taken care of. Okay, so I've got down in here pretty good, and I've done the edges, and it's not a big surface, and I realize I'm going to tear up some of my tape job with this. I don't like to start off with an 80 grit, but this is a lot of rust here, gang. I'd love to just start it with a 120 or something, but I'm going to use an 80 grit sandpaper. And so I'm going to put on my mask and my safety glasses, and then I'll record just a little bit here of getting into this, and we'll see what it does. I don't like to use such heavy paper, but like the 80 grit, but this is a lot of rust, and I'm going to be treating this as well with rust neutralizer before I primer. Okay, so I've finished with the 80 grit. Um, the 80 grit did all the heavy lifting. I've now switched over to 120 grit, and then I'll do the 220 after that with the orbital sander. And it's really hot out, as you can probably tell. But I'm not going to make my audience watch, but just like I did before, I went from 80, now 120, and then 220. So after I do the 220, we'll pick back up. Okay, I'm waiting for this thing to go away. Okay, it is recording. Okay, so let me digress here for just a hot minute. I just want to make sure I'm clear. This is not a how-to. This is just me doing my low-budget backyard project. How I see fit. You can do your own projects how you see fit. I'm preserving the car. It was just so much rust. If you've seen part one, you saw me do the hood. So this is way better than it just sitting in my yard rusting. It's a great car. It's a Mitsubishi Eclipse 2006. It's a fun car, it's a sporty car. So this paint job will be nice. It will preserve it, and it's low budget, and that's what I'm after. So just to be clear. All right. Okay, because there was so much rust on the car, I am going to be using a rust neutralizer. And I'm going to spray a coat on the metal. I'm going to clean it with some rubbing alcohol first, and then I'm going to spray this on one coat. I'm going to let it dry for an hour. I'm going to spray on a second coat and let it dry for 24 hours. So I have to be careful because I'm not doing this in a garage. I'm going to, after it's dry, I'm going to cover it with plastic for the night so that it doesn't get dew on the metal, because then it's all for naught, because then there's more rust. And there's my other project car that you've seen me do mini O projects on. And anyway, so that's what I decided to do. I think I've got all the rust removed, but just in case, I'm going to try this as an extra precaution. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. This rust neutralizer is extremely dangerous. So I'm going to record myself spraying a little bit, but I'm going to have on my gloves, goggles, safety goggles, and a respirator. So I won't be able to speak, but this stuff is so dangerous. So I'll just record a little bit of me spraying, and I won't be able to speak because of my respirator. Okay, so I'm going to be cleaning this surface with this rubbing alcohol. I don't want to use water because it'll just introduce more rust. So I'm going to wipe this down with the rubbing alcohol, sloppily, one-handed. And you'd be surprised at how much residue it picks up. So I'm going to get that very clean before I spray it with rust neutralizer. Prematurely, but I made a chest video and I was waiting for it to compile, so I just came out here and started. All right. Today I gave it 2 coats of rust neutralizer, and so it's had time to cure, set up. So now I'm going to spray it with primer. I'm going to have my respirator on, and so I won't be able to speak. And I'm doing this in my backyard, and you might be thinking, wait a minute, might you get a little bit of nature things in with the paint? Yes, hence the backyard project, and hence low budget. However, it will be nice, and it's better than it just rusting, because it is a wonderful car. But Anyway, so I'm going to spray with primer, but I won't be able to speak because I have my respirator on. So one other thing, especially when I do these projects outside, I've been doing these projects as a hobby since I was 19 years old, I think, something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway, so sometimes you get a little bit of nature or something, or just a little blob or something. And I used to try to dig it out while I was primering or something. It's best to just wait and then just sand it. I'm going to sand this again before it gets, this is not the, after I'm done primer. Sorry, I'm allergic to my own bull crap. Allergic to my own bull crap. I'm going to do another sanding. So those little flaw things, it's best just to sand them out later. Okay, so it's day 2 and I just finished the second coat of primer. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be continuing to work on this project, and then finally, hopefully this fall, 2024, I'm going to be taking it to a booth and painting. I'll be sanding it one last time, doing some wet sand, and then spraying it in a professional booth. So, but until that magical day, I am just working in my yard, getting it ready. So if you've hung with me for this long, I much appreciate it. More great stuff to come, more projects with the Camaro and the Corvette on the docket, and the Mitsubishi also. So, hey, thanks for watching and have a great day. Just FYI, I got my little helpers with me today. This is one of them. I got 3 helpers. This one here is involved with a lot of my projects and helping, so we appreciate Chip's help and everybody else. Oh, there goes the other one. All right. This is another one of my helpers. You've helped me for a long time with a lot of my projects, haven't you, guys? All right.